Hello and welcome to the latest update of the sugarcane rainfall outlook for the Southern Gold Coast and New South Wales Sugarcane District. In this issue, we will investigate how the Access S model verified for rainfall over July before covering August rainfall to date. We'll then look into the short-term weather watch points before seeing what the Access S and international rainfall outlooks have in store over the coming months. So how did the Bureau's long-range Access S model perform over the month of July? On the left, we have the observed rainfall for July. In the middle panel, we have those rainfall totals converted to rainfall percentiles. And on the right, we have the Access S July outlook issued on the 15th of June with the accompanying skill map. In the middle panel, we can see plenty of white dots along much of the northern New South Wales and Tweed region, indicating near median rainfall, though locations along the Clarence River and across the Gold Coast region where blue dots are showing rainfall was slightly above median. Overall, the Access S model performed well, with the July rainfall outlook, the image on the right, showing a neutral signal of 45 to 55%, with a small region of 55 to 60% along the far northern New South Wales coast, validating generally high model skill for the July period at 65 to 75% past accuracy. It has been a dry month with August rainfall to date well below what we'd expect for the month, most notably along the Tweed and Clarence Rivers and across the Gold Coast, where August rainfall totals are in the lowest 20% of the climatological mean. Here we have a model comparison of the 7-day rainfall accumulations from 10 p.m. Thursday the 31st of August to 10 p.m. Thursday the 7th of September. We can see from the different amounts of rain the European and the Australian Access G short-term models are forecasting that there's a moderate to high level of uncertainty around rainfall amounts, particularly along the Tweed River later this week. An upper trough coupled with a surface trough will move over southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales during Thursday, bringing a few showers and isolated thunderstorms to the region before moving offshore on Friday. There is a risk some thunderstorms may become severe, with potential to bring large hail and damaging wind gusts. The nature of thunderstorms means that some locations will observe more rainfall than others, and often models have trouble resolving rainfall amounts in these events due to limitations around model resolution. Conditions over the weekend are expected to remain mostly dry as a high-pressure ridge becomes the dominant feature. Another trough will see showers and possibly thunderstorms returning on Monday or Tuesday next week. However, there is a high degree of uncertainty in the guidance about the strength of this system, so keep an eye on the forecast over the weekend and stay up to date with the latest information. Overall, we're not expecting significant amounts of rainfall over the next week, with most locations expecting to see 1 to 3 millimetres of rain. However, isolated higher falls in the range of 5 to 15 millimetres are possible with thunderstorms. Here we're looking at the Access S model forecast chance of exceeding 25 millimetres of rainfall over the week starting the 3rd of September on the left and the 10th of September on the right. You can access these maps from the BOM Climate Outlooks page and choose from a number of thresholds, with this model data being updated daily. Looking at week 1, the forecast is indicating a 10 to 25% chance of exceeding 25 millimetres along the coast, with odds lowering to less than 10% inland around Grafton. As mentioned in the previous slide, there is moderate to high uncertainty in the rainfall forecast early next week, so this is one to watch to see which way things are trending over the coming days. Heading to week 2, most areas are seeing odds dropping to less than 10% chance of exceeding 25 millimetres, particularly for the Gold Coast growers. However, for coastal locations between Tweed Heads and Yamba, there remains a 10 to 25% chance of exceeding 25 millimetres. Moving on to the whole of September outlook, and the forecast is for neutral to slightly lower odds, 40 to 55% chance of exceeding the September median rainfall for New South Wales growing regions, decreasing to 35 to 40% odds for the Rocky Point growers, with moderate model skill at this time of the year, getting it correct typically 55 to 65% of the time. This means rainfall amounts close to or slightly lower than the historical median for the month is more likely, as we can see by comparing the 50% chance of at least map on the left with the historical median map on the right. For areas inland around Grafton and for Rocky Point growers, rainfall amounts are expected to be much lower throughout September. And here we delve deeper into the potential rainfall for September, with the high or 75% chance of receiving at least values on the left and the lower or 25% chance of receiving at least values on the right. Gives us an idea of the potential rainfall spread for the month. Eyeballing the maps, we can expect rainfall totals to be higher along the mouth of the Richmond River around the Ballina area and isolated pockets along the Tweed River, with 25 to 50 millimetres possible for the month. Most other growing regions can expect 10 to 25 millimetres during September. Here we will look to compare the September rainfall outlook of the Australian Axis S climate model with other international climate models from the US, NCEP, Italy, CMCC, Germany, DWD, Canada, ECCC, Europe, ECMWF, Japan, JMA, the UK, Met Office, and France, Meteo France. The colour scheme here is slightly different, representing terciles, so the rainfall is partitioned into thirds, with rainfall amounts in the yellow and brown colours representing forecast rainfall in the lower third, so a drier forecast, while white colours indicating rainfall in the middle tercile, so close to median, and the green and blue colours indicating rainfall forecasts in the upper tercile, so wetter or above median rainfall. All international model outlooks are falling within the middle or slightly lower tercile, indicating median to slightly drier conditions across New South Wales and the Gold Coast, so we can have reasonable confidence in our average to slightly drier outlook from the Axis S model. Further to this, here's the consensus forecast of all the international models. Taking the average of the models shows near median rainfall along the southern growing region, a similar pattern to the Axis S model. A quick look into what the Axis S model is suggesting for the longer term October to December rainfall outlook. The model has a high skill at this time of the year for the Rocky Point growing region, getting it right 65 to 75% of the time, lowering to a moderate to high skill with 55 to 65% past accuracy for growing regions in New South Wales. The odds of exceeding median rainfall remain fairly neutral at around 40 to 50% across the growing regions. And looking at the international model outlooks for the October to December time period, we can see that the neutral signal is present across most models for coastal New South Wales, with a couple leaning towards a drier signal, and that collaborates well with what we are seeing in the Axis S outlook. Once again, taking the consensus forecast of all the international models for the longer term outlook, the average of them shows slightly below median rainfall along the southern growing region, a very similar pattern to the Axis S model. That's it for this update. As always, check the latest forecast and warning on the Bureau's website or the BOM Weather app. And please send any feedback through to agriculture@bom.gov.au or complete the survey using the QR code. We'd love to hear from you about ways we might improve this service. See you next Outlook. Thanks for listening.